Yo, what's up, everybody? I haven't done one of these in a while. I recently, just today, received this message from one of my followers on Facebook, and I haven't read it in its entirety, so I'm gonna just read it live here with you guys, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it and advice. Let's go. Hey, JR, I have a question. So my wife just stepped out on me and took my daughters. She had her family come and take them when I wasn't around. How should I handle this situation? I'm really trying to keep it all together. To give you some background, I've been with this woman for 12 years. She was 27. I was just turning 20 when I got with her. She already had 2 kids. From all the things my father did, the one thing he did try to do is warn me and tell me that I shouldn't be with her. But because I was so angry, I didn't listen. These last 10 years been hell, and now I lost my only 2 daughters. The crazy thing is she did what most women do or say about their ex. He was abusive, he beat on her, and everything above. I don't do none of those things. I was raised by my mom, which was the best parent, but she did teach me right from wrong. I just need some advice. I heard you mentioning that you got custody of your kids, and it was a hell of a battle, so I'm just wondering if you can lend me some advice, some knowledge, or even some guidance. So that thing has been all over the place there. That's a weird question, and I'm going to try to be as delicate as possible because I know that this guy is in an emotional state. He didn't give me too much background on the situation. But one thing for sure, this was a much older woman, and this was a guy, which a lot of women do prey on younger men. She was 27, he was 20 based off what I'm reading here. He decided to become a father early on to a woman who already had a ready-made family, which is what a lot of dudes fall victim to, especially when they're starting out in life. Maybe she put that thing on him. Maybe he was bunless most of his teenage years, and he thought because this woman was mature, she might have been attractive, and she made him feel like he was special. He decided to be a stepdaddy to these kids. So I'm assuming that he had 2 more daughters with her, not the 2 that she had previously. So this woman, you said I've been with this woman for 12 years, right? She was 27 and you were 20, which makes you, 32 at this point? And that makes her 39. So this woman is pretty much probably had it with you. I don't know what you did. You said you didn't put the beaters on her or anything like that. But some people just get tired. She was young too as well. So even though you guys, I'm assuming whatever daughters you have are probably 10 or 12 at the oldest. But did you not marry her? It sounds like you didn't marry her in this entire situation. So what did you expect? Why were you with this woman all this time and didn't marry her? Are you broke? Was she taking care of you all this time? See, men will say things, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but men will say things like, I was with her, I got kids by her. But if this woman was working all this time and she felt like she was taking care of you, then that's something completely different. Well, the last 10 years have been hell. As you said, you lost your only 2 daughters. Bro, do you got any money? Go to court. Get some visitation. Talk to her. Did you not see the signs coming? A lot of times we see the signs coming. Sometimes we don't. She got her family involved in all these things. And of course, they're going to take her side. So get some legal advice from an attorney. Ask an attorney, hey, what are my rights as a father in whatever state that you're in? And move forward with trying to get some type of visitation or custody with your children, the 2 children you do have. Now, it's probably a good thing because you'd probably be on the hook for those other 2 kids that she had, but you only have the 2 daughters. So you should have listened to your father. I guess what he was trying to say was he was angry at his father. That's why you didn't listen when he told you. And any man, that's why I say, and mothers too, as much as women will get on here and try to argue and say it's cool to be with a single mom, you wouldn't want your 20-year-old son getting with a woman that already has 2 kids. That's not one of those things. And as a father, any father with common sense would say, don't do that, son. That's not a good idea. But because you were angry at your father, which Jesse Lee Peterson talks about this a lot. Shout out to Jesse Lee. That a lot of you are angry at your parents, and your parents will try to give you sound advice, and you're just like, I'm just not going for it. I'm not trying to hear it. And you end up thinking things are always going to be great. You have to prepare eventually for people to change. People grow apart. Things don't always last forever. There's no ring on this woman's finger at this point. There's no ring on her finger. So she has no ties to you other than these children. For her to up and leave, and you said she stepped out on you. So my question is, if she stepped out on you, how did you find out? It's a lot of things that go on. Not to say that if you're handling your business as a man financially that a woman won't step out on you, because she will. But maybe you weren't. You have to look at yourself, guys. A lot of times, there's no excuse for cheating, but a lot of things that we do in life, we have to reflect on what caused it. And was she saying things early on? Was I taking care of the household? Was I meeting her needs? Were we always arguing? You said the last 10 years, relationships go on longer than they should, guys. A lot of you guys stay in these relationships and try to make things work. This guy said the past 10 years have been hell. Why let it go past the first year of hell? But I understand you're young, but still, this is where having mentors in your life or some type of male in your life to guide you and be able to confide in them and say, hey, this is what's going on. Them telling you, hey, that's not how things should be going, bro. You're young and you still are young. You're 32 years old. If it's only been 12 years, right? You still are young, but you just have to get it together, man. You have to get it together. Get yourself in a position where you're able to take care of yourself and just try to speak to her like a man. Regardless of what has happened, take your emotions out of it. You have to release whatever anger, love, and approach it from a neutral frequency when it comes to these things. And talk to her, because I'm assuming your conversations haven't been that great. So you just have to approach it with a different energy. Say, hey, if her name's Elizabeth, hey, Elizabeth. I know you took the kids. We're not good together really at the end of the day, but I still like to be a father in my kids' lives. How can we discuss this? We don't need to meet up or anything. If we can just come up with some sort of plan, I would still like to see my kids or be able to spend time with my kids. If she doesn't want to listen to that, you get an attorney, bro. Plain and simple. Sometimes you can't reason with people being unreasonable, but we have to know what happens, because it sounds like you just said you want advice, but you didn't say anything about what it is that caused her to leave or caused her to cheat. In terms of my situation, I got custody of my kids. I got custody of my kids because, for one, I had more rights because I was married. Second of all, she left. My ex-wife left the house. Even though it was still a battle, she left the house and she left the kids. So she essentially abandoned the marriage and the kids to go party in the streets. Even though it was still a difficult divorce because she would not sign the divorce papers, even though other men were and women were clapping the cheeks. She refused to sign the paperwork, and she gave me hell for 2 years about divorcing. So in your situation, you're not married. So that's my guidance to you. Try to talk to her first. If she's not trying to listen, especially if this is fresh, you just gotta have to get you some money and get you an attorney, man. And at least get some visitation going and just cut all ties with a toxic person if that's the situation. If she's already slept with another guy, it's hard to come back from that, because after that, you're just living a lie or trying to make it seem like things are good when they're really not. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think he should do in this situation? Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos that are going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. If you guys are looking for some advice or have a situation similar to him when it comes to dating or anything like that, feel free to shoot it to me on IG, and I'll be glad to answer it, man. IG, email, whatever. Any of my ways in the description below to contact me. This is Wisdom. If you want to book a session as well, feel free to do that. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 200,000. Peace.